right, let's see if it goes this time. Looks like it's going. All right, we are live. Cool. Let me just do a few things here quickly. We'll be ready to go in a second. Okay, looks like Slack is freaking out. Sorry, folks. Oh my gosh, some technical difficulties today, that is for sure. All right. Okay, just a keyboard failure. One more second. All right. Cool. Let's get Cursor up. That's the technology of choice these days. And away we go. Let's go over to the main. All right. Hi, welcome back, folks. It's been a long time since I've done anything related to live streaming. I thought it'd be cool to kind of talk about some of the stuff I'm working on. Kind of trying to build out a AI platform with RAG and maybe some agentic capabilities. There's a side project that I kind of dove into in that space to kind of help with the environment. Lots to unpack. That's the 50,000 lines I vibe coded in 5 days. No joke, probably more than that, probably closer to about 70,000 lines. So it's been a pretty intensive thing. But what is it? What am I doing? Well, I've got a little project here. I'm in Slack. There is a open web UI chat too. And I got a little bot here I call Insight Mesh, and I can talk to it. So let's start a new chat and just say hi. See what it does. It's probably gonna take a moment. Oh, hold on. Silly me. I rebooted my machine. So weave service up. That should. Oh, Docker's not running. See, that's what I get for restarting everything. Hey. Let's see here. Docker's going. It's gonna be a minute. I wish I didn't have the technical difficulties, but for whatever reason, setting up the YouTube live stream yesterday with my account in OBS causes it to crash continuously, even in safe mode. So I had to uninstall OBS, reinstall OBS, restart my machine, and then use the streaming key feature to set it up. And it doesn't crash then. So just a top tip if you're out there trying to make things happen. So let's start here at the bottom, I guess. Not where I intended. So what you're seeing here is a little weave service status. It's a little command line utility. Basically, it's here to help facilitate building the bigger project. Why is that? Well, because there's a lot of containers, right? A lot of things to coordinate and orchestrate. And well, to be honest, it's all vibe coded. So both the Insight Mesh, the thing I was trying to show you before I realized that it wasn't working, and the actual utility around it. Why did I make a utility around it? That's the thing for 50,000 lines. Well, I made a utility because A, the LLM was getting confused, just kept forgetting some of the Docker commands or some of the things really trivial, like it should just remember. And B, it's complex, right? There's a lot of things going on. Weave service. Just weave. I can do database migrations. I've got an Elasticsearch, Neo4j, and regular database. Built a, let's go look at it. Built a migration framework that will allow you to run Elasticsearch, regular SQL, and Neo4j configurations. That is in the Weave directory. To get there, we've got these entities here, data entities, that have these annotations. So it knows how it relates back into the graph and into the search. So the idea is kind of build on the SQL ORM concept and kind of move things up, right? So now I've got this polyglot persist model. I can work with both. The idea being that I was going to build a knowledge graph, have a little bit of extra search. Vector databases at some point will make a more stronger appearance. And it's all kind of managed by making model changes and telling it to make migrations. You know, it's a big pain point. I'm thankful that Neo4j and Elasticsearch both have migration capabilities. But that's the thinking. Weave is here to manage this, so I can go weave db status. And it's going to go run all the different commands, tell me the state of the migrations. Neo4j is not quite working as I expected. There's probably a bug there. And then effectively go, do its thing. So I could get it to run migrations. I could get it to do a whole lot of stuff, but I'm slightly ahead of where I want to be. I see Insight Mesh is back up. I probably have lost all my data sources. So you're going to have to just trust me on this. So if this is working 100%, it is. I haven't lost my sources. So this was kind of the magic. This is why I built a graph rag system. Is that effectively I asked it about something called Deep Pulse. Now, Deep Pulse is only really accessible in 2 Google Drive docs that it's indexed and brought in. There is a rag hook here that is running, and I'll get into the infrastructure and start to unpack things a little bit more. I'm sorry about being a bit disjointed. I didn't expect the technology hurdles I had. So basically, it's gone off, giving me a summary, and it's telling me these are the sources that it found that information in. So it's citing its sources, and it's giving me a summary. So it's using that internal knowledge. I didn't do anything other than chat with it. There is a regular chat interface, which we can probably do a weave service. So weave service open web UI. Well, that should work. I don't know why it's telling me that, doesn't have a URL for the open web UI. Odd. Okay. Let's try that. So it's got here, it came through with the Slack bot, localhost :8000, 3000. I'm not quite sure. I seem to be having a lot of technical difficulties after restarting my machine here. The services are running, the Slack bot integrations here. It's got the sources. I could do silly things like 2 + 5. It's going to tell me it's thinking. It's coming back. No sources used. It's basically been told to cite its sources continuously and at all times. But the idea is, let's go somewhere that is working. Effectively this, right? We've got a system that looks something like this. There's a Slack chat bot. There's an open web UI. It's there. It's meant to be working. There's a rag hook. So this is light LLM. There is the capability of putting in a rag hook. What I like about light LLM is it can proxy all the models, right? I've got that pre-rag hook, so no matter what model I'm using, I can get it to look up the local internal information via this MCP server that's fed via these indexes down here. That's then ingested via Dagster. Agentic stuff is coming, and that's kind of what pushed me into writing that Weave platform. But it looks it up, gets the context, injects it, the LLM gets it, cites its sources, and we carry on happy days, right? That's the thinking, at least. Really don't understand. That's kind of odd. Honestly, I would say that that's kind of odd. And just let's go check out Cursor's numbers just to kind of show you I'm not making things up. Wow. It would just seem as though the internet is not being friendly today. Yep, I'm not gonna get in today. I don't know. Wow, what a day to pick to do this. I'm gonna need to dig a little bit here. Um, let's dive into some code, right? Seems like none of the local hosts are reachable. Let's see what it has to say about that. That's a bit sad. Really, that is kind of odd. Just texture open. Looks like it did. Let's go have a little talk around that. All right, if I pop that in there, we'll see the various jobs, right? None of them have been run. It's lost its state between reboots, but the idea is here's the Google Drive service. Looks for anything shared with the agent. Slack scraping is interesting. This has just become a real big problem. Architecturally, it's going to come down to, do I scrape everything into this indexing service, or do I run a whole set of like MCP servers to go do real-time search? Obviously, there's trade-offs. I lose a whole lot of like the kind of more connected nature, bringing it into my environment versus relying on another provider's search API, which is a bit of a worry, right? I believe Slack did this as kind of a ploy back against Glean, right? Glean was doing a lot of Slack scraping. And there's still potentially ways around it. You could do event monitoring, which isn't as good. You got to invite the bot into every thread. The real-time search MCP, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on how to approach this. Probably a multi-layered scenario is where I'm going to end up at. Anyway, let's go back to here. Light LLM. What service are you trying to get to? I'm trying to get to Light LLM, man. It's not working. So what am I doing with Weave? Well, I'm trying to make a little utility that kind of just makes the management of this platform easier. Eventually, it's going to have an agent command. It'll run durable agents in something like dagger.io. Trying to offload a lot of this stuff, make it easy to configure, easy to set up. Okay, thanks. Can you check for me? Let's just restart. Service restart. Right, that's the goal here. Okay, things seem to be working. Here we go. Don't know what's going on 100%. But anyway, I've got Light LLM. The idea is that it sits here. There's some models, right? It can go through. It's got mainly OpenAI. There's a Gemini Flash. You got the usage. You got your logs. So it's got a lot of the enterprisey type stuff you'd be looking for in a deployment. Things that are missing, general observability for everything in the stack, and a prompt playground. Those would be the two pieces that I'd like to get in. So things can just flow through the system. There's observability kind of wired in by default. And effectively, you can just start a project, init it, and go. Focus on your business logic. Kind of like a Rails for GenAI type thing. A lot of architectural considerations along the way here that I'm busy trying to work through. Okay. What about Open Web UI? Open Web UI. I don't know why that's not working. That's really odd. It was literally there yesterday. Oh, anyway, all being experimental, right? The joys. Let's just see here. Oh, it looks like I made a boo-boo somewhere. Um, yes, please. This is... Oh, it's doing auto. I don't want that, actually. No. Claude 4 Sonnet has been very, very good to me. Um, I must say the upgrade is pretty amazing, actually. So what I do, I basically vibe coded with this whole thing. The idea being that it's here to help me. It's here to help me kind of manage this project and just make things a little bit easier. It exists already. I mean, I do get a little frustrated. Oh gosh, come on. Right? See, nothing's nothing's really working today. I really continue and revert. Okay. All right, so I guess we're not going to get that fixed right now. That's annoying. Well, I guess that's the dependency, right? Auto, I don't really have a choice. Continue and revert. So yeah, it's just going to get it to look through, figure out what's going on here. I obviously misconfigured something when I did the cleanup. Between things. Let's see what it's doing here. Fix it. Seems kind of odd to me. I really like the open web UI to be there so I can kind of just show you what's going on. But we saw Dagster, we saw Light LLM. There's an MCP server here, there's Elasticsearch, right? All the kind of standard utilities that you would expect. And I think the decision point right now is, as I build out this Weave toolkit, Weave, DB, it's pretty mature. I like the polyglot annotation concept. I've got the seeds built in. Logs pretty. There's the rag hook. Right. Service restarts the Docker containers, and the idea behind the tool command was to effectively allow you to register MCP tools. The idea being that in the rag hook, let me actually just open that up. Let's go have a look. Rag pipeline, pre-regress. Okay. So effectively in here, it gets some stuff. It's going to go call the MCP server. It's permissionally scoped so it knows who you are, unpacks that information, sends it through. There's a default token type for testing, some header checks. But in here, the idea being that it would effectively auto-register tools based on what you said is available. So when it calls the LLM, there's some magic tools like web search and anything else that might be relevant to your internal search. Then the idea being that we go set up agents. I don't think I have any agents in there now. I was kind of playing with a layout here where maybe it's more YAML driven, right? Like you need some tools, you need some execution timeouts, there's some triggers, and there's a goal. There's the kind of the LangGraph approach. There's the crew AI approach. There's a few different ways to think about this. And I would tend to think that as we start to understand this space more, there's probably a set of patterns we're going to use for agentic interaction. I'm still not sold on the multi-agent experience. I mean, really, I think you can just reframe the question or get it to refine. Maybe there's a judge and a worker type of concept. I played with AutoGen. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure exactly where to take this. Let's see here. Service status. Okay, it's really having problems. Okay. Is it set in the Docker config? Because it seems like something's not coming through from the Docker config. All right. I mean, it's something I'm going to have to definitely dig into. Pulse and butter. There's a document that talks about butter in there. It's a little hit or miss as to whether or not it picks this up as a relevant issue. Our internal docs about both. Find them. I don't know if it's going to do very good here with this. I haven't really tried this scenario before. Okay. Odd. Maybe that restart wasn't for the best. Anyway, you can see it comes through with the sources. That's the idea. The kind of the meta idea here was to build this weave db status. Oh gosh, all sorts of things are having problems now. Fun. Well, that's the joy of like having a very experimental tool. Slack, it'll tell me it's there. All sorts of fun stuff like that. So that's all I wanted to do is to hop on. Oh no, I did want to bring that up and talk about this a little bit. Let's look at the chat I had yesterday. Is there anything useful in here? Probably not. I've probably talked about all of this. So, the other thing is that eventually I'd like to have vault management too, right? So your tools run on a set of credentials. It's kind of an open space right now with what do these do? How do they work? Just trying to, formalize my understanding into a platform that makes it a little bit easier to work with this GenAI stuff. Because I truly do believe that kind of, it's going to be more of an integrations issue than like in the detail specific business logic. You'll still be building tools. You'll still be doing those kinds of things. But ultimately, we're going to just need something that's a little bit easier, has observability baked in, security, all the things we would come to expect from a more mature platform like this over the years. Just trying to find something in particular here. All right. Cool. So yeah, that's it. It's out there. Let's see here. I'm getting lost in all the little tabs I have everywhere, right? That's the fun part here. That's the wrong one. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I think that's all I really got for now. Let's see here. Oh gosh, where is this? Yeah, no, it's there. All right, cool. Anyway, awesome. I hope you found that useful. I'm going to probably call it good here. Maybe I'll hop back on sometime when things are a little bit more stable. Can show you a better end-to-end demo, walk through things. I just wanted to hop on and talk about it. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.